Johnny Parnell's situation, our hypothetical client, this series will take you through from the point of her collision to what happens to your average victim in a collision. In essence, when you have a collision, little things will become big things. Anything that changes your lifestyle, anything that, whether it be a temporary situation or a permanent situation, can have impacts that are well beyond what people can even imagine.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You don't need medical attention?
I don't think so. I think I'll be all right.
Okay, can you explain to me what happened?
Yeah, I was stopped at this stoplight right here, and this guy just come up behind me and hit me in the rear end, and it was just like an explosion. I didn't expect it. And then he proceeded to yell and scream at me, and then he took off.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, how you doing?
You doing okay? Do you
Yeah.
need any medical attention?
No, I'm just shook up a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Well, I was I was on my way to work, and we get stopped at this light. And the light turns green, and she just sat there.
You do realize the vehicle in front of you has a right-of-way.
But she didn't even move when the light changed. I mean, am I supposed to just sit here and wait for her?
Hey, be careful. My back is really hurting, I know.
Oh, good grief. Tell me about this accident. What happened?
Oh, it was horrible. I was at a stop sign and this guy just smashed into the rear end of my car. I didn't expect it. It was like an explosion.
You're going to need some legal help. And
Oh, do you
an
have someone in
excellent
mind?
lawyer. I
Oh,
do.
who?
You ever heard of Lloyd Benedict?
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good.
Who are you here to see today?
Lloyd
first and last
Benedict, Johnny Parnell.
Okay.
Good morning, Johnny. Thanks
Good
for coming
morning.
in. Did you find the office okay?
I did. It was pretty simple to find.
Okay. Well, I'm Lloyd Benedict, my paralegal, Brittany.
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good.
She's going to sit here and help us out during the intake and think of questions that I forget to ask.
Okay.
So we're gonna
We are the attorney's right hand, and that is kind of what we do. We do research, we build the files, we kind of keep track of the clients. They call us, we update their files, and pretty much when there's an issue that arises of any kind, property damage, bodily injury, to something that we see maybe would be red flagged, at that point we would go and consult with the attorney and we would talk to him. He would give us his advice, and it may be research. He may say, okay, well, why don't you call this office and see how we would go about doing this? Maybe securing an evidence tape, or because a lot of places don't want to just give that to you, they want a subpoena for that. But sometimes you can talk to people, and that could be different. That's kind of our role. We can't give legal advice. I mean, we are held to the same standard as he is as an attorney. Pretty much, if we do something that's against an ethical rule, it falls on him. So there's a form of trust there. He has to trust us, knowing that we know our role and not to overstep our bounds in order to save him from a bar complaint.
And I'm sorry this happened. I hope that things turn out better for you than they have. I think that we'll come up with a plan and be able to move into a direction on this that'll get your life back to normal.
Good morning. Welcome to Neely Clinic. You must be Johnny.
I'm Johnny.
Johnny, I'm Kim. It's nice to meet you. Sorry about your accident.
I know.
Typical scenario, a person's in an accident, they go to the emergency room, and they come home, and they start getting all these bills, and they start hurting worse as the days go on. You know, if they were to come into a chiropractor's office and be evaluated properly and know that, hey, you know, their problem can be fixed. Now, you got in a car wreck, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
I was at a stop sign and I got hit from behind. I was rear-ended. Didn't see it coming at all. It was like an explosion.
First thing I want to do is I want to see how your muscles are feeling, okay?
Okay.
Left bending is stiff, right bending is not as stiff, but left is really bad. Does it hurt if I turn that way?
Yes.
I think that's what's causing your arm pain. I think you
okay.
have some pinching going on there causing that arm to hurt. So what we need to do is take some x-rays of that area,
Okay.
and then we'll look at those x-rays together. In the
Okay.
meantime, we're going to do some therapy to get some of those muscles relaxed.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to do some EMS on your neck and shoulders. It should feel really good. It's not uncomfortable at all. If it's uncomfortable, you let them know because you are really tender. Okay.
Okay.
Then we're going to do some light muscle work to get some of the swelling out of there.
All right.
All right. So they're going to do that. They're going to take the x-rays, they'll do the treatment. You'll be gone about 30 minutes, and then I'll see you again.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds
All
good.
right, I'll see
Thank
you
you,
then. All
doctor.
right, bye-bye. Hey, Johnny.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good, good. That feel all right?
Yes, it was great.
Good, good.
Hey,
Hi there.
how are you?
I'm good.
I'm David. So this is our body shop.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, this is where we'll take the car apart, assess
Yeah,
the
because that
damage.
kind of looks like my car right there.
Rear end, yeah, there's a lot of rear end jobs, right?
Yeah.
So you get the car apart, we assess the damage. A lot of times there's hidden damage, so there's things behind things, behind things, behind things. So we can look at your car and write an initial estimate, but you really got to get it apart to see everything, especially when it gets hit hard like that. After the car's repaired, we'll put it in there. Yeah, you can see they're in there working. So we'll tape up the rest of it, paint the parts of it need to be painted, clear coat it, and then the paint booths are a giant oven, so it cooks them. 175 degrees. Yep. That's why you can do it in one day.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Looks awesome.
When a person's involved in a collision, such as in Johnny's case, there's going to be all these different people involved that are trying to help her out. There's going to be a doctor or doctors trying to get her condition back to where she was. There's going to be a person working on the damage to their vehicle, if it's a motor vehicle collision, who's going to try to get that vehicle back to the way it was. And there's going to be the lawyer involved in that who tries to orchestrate these things and make sure that that doctor is going to be able to effectively be able to treat that person and provide evidence to show what the nature and extent of the injuries are, that that treatment's reasonable, that we understand what the prognosis of that patient will be whenever they're released from the doctor, so we know what future damages are. Same thing with the body shop. They're getting the vehicle fixed as close as they can. Can't actually get it back to the way it really was, but they're going to get as close as they can, hopefully. If not, we have to reassess the situations and see which direction to go.
Of the 45 U.S. presidents so far, how many were lawyers? Is it A, 16, B, 25, or C, all of them? The answer right after this break.
Over 6,337 people are injured in a car crash each day in the United States, and each crash can affect your day-to-day lives from having nothing to drive to severe bodily injury. At Benedict Law Office, we are here to help you through this tragedy and get your life back on track. For over 25 years, Lloyd Benedict has been successfully handling and resolving personal injury cases. If you can't come to the office, we'll meet you, whether it's at your home, office, or by phone. Look us up on our website or call at 918-477-7000. A car crash changes everything instantly. How you get to work, heal from the injuries, to repairing your car. Not to mention how this affects your family members' lives. The Lawyer Lloyd Show is to educate people about what you need to know to best deal with an accident. It's more than just calling the insurance company. It's about understanding the importance of having an attorney to guide you through this crash, but more importantly, knowing that you are not going through this accident alone. Seen every Monday at noon and on Wednesdays 11:30 at night, right here on KWHB TV 47.
Of the 45 U.S. presidents so far, how many were lawyers? Was it A, 16, B, 25, or C, all of them? The answer is B, 25, which makes sense because they deal with so many laws. Interestingly, only 2 presidents worked for insurance companies.
Hey, good to have you back with us for Tulsa Law Talk with Lloyd Benedict from the Benedict Law Office. And we laughed a little bit earlier, sitting on the edge of our seats about Johnny. She got her recovery, her car's fixed. What can we look forward to for her?
Well, it's, you got her car fixed, so as with all car accident cases, there are kind of a fork in the road. We focus on getting the car taken care of, whether that's being repaired or whether it's going to be a total loss. Figure out some kind of solution for that, get that out of the way, get the car compensated and the client mobile again. That way they can get back and forth to the doctor and life can kind of return back to normal somewhat. They still have their injuries, so then we focus our side of the case on the injuries. How long is it going to take for them to treat? We don't know. It's really up to the individual. Some people heal quick. Some people never heal. Sometimes there's permanent injuries. What kind of care are they getting? Have they got a good doctor? Or is there a need for other physicians or diagnostics? So we take a look at that, and as we're shaping that case, we're trying to figure out what best evidence we can use to be able to present to the insurance companies for hopefully a good settlement at some point. Well, hi, Johnny. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. A little sore still.
All right, well, bless your heart, bless your heart. I wanted to get you in and talk to you a little bit more about where we are on the case, and we're trying to get some additional evidence in to support the case, because I really want the insurance company to understand what you've gone through. I mean, when it's all said and done, the medical records are just part of it. There's a lot more evidence in this, and I know that just by you talking to me and some of the things you've had, the hardships you had at work, hardships you've had at home, and just give us heads up on that. The other items, your pain journal, if we can get you to finish up on that. And that could be either the one I supplied you, or if you want to send me an email, or if you just wanted to just do it on a separate piece of paper, whatever's easiest for you on that.
Okay.
I know you've been keeping it along the way, but to summarize things, that'd be helpful on that. With the pain journals, I think one of the most important things that a client can do is to be able to keep a journal and to understand as to their activities of how it was before the collision versus after the collision, and to put those things into a summary, a daily summary, or as the events happen, so we can some point go back later on and take a look and see how the injury had disrupted their normal lifestyle. Before the accident, they may have been bowling or going out for walks in the park or dancing or attending church events and that sort of thing. And after the collision, you're going to have a certain disruption in lifestyle. That journal is so important to be able to keep that in track. So later on, you can reference it and be able to tell somebody as to, hey, here's how the accident affected my life.
This is Dr. Bewley.
Yeah, hey Doc, Lloyd Benedict, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Lloyd. How are you?
Good, good. I just wanted to follow up and see how Johnny Parnell is doing. You know, we've been getting a few of your records here and there, and I just really want to get a status.
Well, Lloyd, she's progressing very well right now. When she first came in, she had a lot of restrictions in her neck and a lot of pain, but she has responded to care. And I think probably in about 2 or 3 weeks we'll be wrapping this up.
Are her injuries consistent with a rear-end collision?
Yes, very much. She is pretty much typical rear-end collision.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, Doc, then I guess we'll probably see some records come in here in a couple of weeks then?
Yes. What I'll do is on the next reevaluation I'll do on her, what we'll do is just send them over to your office and we'll just take it from there.
Pain and suffering is, lots of different things. It can be for having to have a scar on your face for the rest of your life, to having to go to work because you have to go to work to make money. You're an hourly pay, and your back really hurts bad. You sustained a serious impact, 3 or 4 cars, people going really fast. I've had cars hit motorcycles going 50 and 60 miles an hour. Someone who's legitimately hurt that still has to go to work. The minute they can deal with the pain, they go to work. That's not something that they would have normally had to deal with. And that's an extreme situation. But people having their eyes blacked from a car wreck, or having their arm in a sling and they're actually trying to teach class. When you're a kindergarten or first grade teacher, you pick kids up, you help kids. So there's all sorts of, things out there that, you have to look at in those situations. And attorneys are good at looking at that and realizing, how does this affect your life? How has this accident changed your life for the short term? You know, we all hope that it never affects it for the long term. A lot of times it does. And that drives the value on that.
Well, typically, after we send a demand package to the insurance company, it's going to take a couple of weeks for them to evaluate, depending on their workload. One of the first calls that we're going to make is a follow-up to find out, one, did they receive the demand package? The demand package being all the evidence that we have evaluated and prepared into a summary format to them and submit it to them. They'll review it. They may have a medical provider take a look at it who works for the insurance company so they can explain the nature and extent of the injuries to them. They're looking for defenses at that point. If we've played our cards right and we've shaped our vase right, we've anticipated what their defenses are going to be. So we've shaped the case to present to them with the answer to those questions that we know they're going to ask. So the follow-up phone call that we make after we send a demand package is really the first place to start to find out what their thoughts are.
In what year was the profession of law created? Was it A, 2017 BC, B, 41 AD, or C, 936 AD? The answer right after this break.
Over 6,337 people are injured in a car crash each day in the United States, and each crash can affect your day-to-day lives from having nothing to drive to severe bodily injury. At Benedict Law Office, we are here to help you through this tragedy and get your life back on track. For over 25 years, Lloyd Benedict has been successfully handling and resolving personal injury cases. If you can't come to the office, we'll meet you, whether it's at your home, office, or by phone. Look us up on our website or call at 918-477-7000. A car crash changes everything instantly. How you get to work, heal from the injuries, to repairing your car. Not to mention how this affects your family members' lives. The Lawyer Lloyd Show is to educate people about what you need to know to best deal with an accident. It's more than just calling the insurance company. It's about understanding the importance of having an attorney to guide you through this crash, but more importantly, knowing that you are not going through this accident alone. Seen every Monday at noon and on Wednesdays 11:30 at night, right here on KWHB TV 47.
In what year was the profession of law created? Was it A, 2017 BC, B, 41 AD, or C, 936 AD? The answer is B. In 41 AD, Roman Emperor Claudius legalized the professional law, but capped their fees to be no more than 10,000 sesterces. Just to give you a comparison, a loaf of bread back in that time cost half a sesterce.
Wait a minute, hold the phone here, stay in your lane, girl. This is not really how it works.
Okay, Lloyd. Yes. Yeah, I can be there tomorrow at 10. Okay, sure will. We'll see you then. All right. Bye-bye.
Getting the case to the point of negotiations requires a lot of detail work, a lot of busy work at that point. We're verifying and re-verifying and communicating with the client to make sure that we have all the damages, that we have the strongest evidence at that point.
When you don't have an attorney, there's all these steps in the middle. People think, okay, I'm going to go to the doctor, they're going to pay my bills, and then they're going to give me some money for pain and suffering. And they don't understand all the in between, like the case that you need to build for yourself, the evidence that you need to put forth, especially if it is a low impact soft tissue injury. That doesn't mean you're not entitled to get your bills paid. That just means you have to fight harder. And we already know these defenses. We deal with them every day. Every file we touch we can generally already know what they're going to say about it, and we can start to build our defense to counter theirs. And people don't know that.
All right, Johnny, this is it. The paperwork came in, and we've already talked about the figures and how this is going to work and stuff. I want to go over the paperwork with you so you understand what's going on. You know, we have a settlement summary, and this really is just kind of the figures for you, how it breaks down. And you can see the total settlement. You can see how the fees and expenses work and all the medical bills that are getting paid out of that. Do you have any questions on that?
This does pay Dr. Bewley, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
name. Here's his name right there, I think.
What'll happen is when we sign this next document, a release of all claims, we'll get it sent to the insurance company. They'll go ahead and forward a check at that point, and I'll just have Jim give them the check instructions on that. Since Dr. Bewley has leaned on this, he actually will get a check issued separately for that, and we'll just give that check and forward it to Dr. Bewley on that. So he'll be taken care of on that. The amount that you get, the net amount you get is tax-free. You don't have to pay any taxes on that.
Free.
Something is
So-
tax-free in this world.
Believe it or not. Do you have any questions on the figures?
No, we all wish it was more, of course, but no, it looks pretty good.
Well, I guess, considering you could, take it to trial and go in front of a jury and take your chances there, this does look pretty good.
I'm not. I
Which
don't
is-
want to do that. It just prolongs it.
Yeah.
It's been so long, and Lloyd's done so much for me. I just,
He
I
has
don't
been
want to.
wonderful. I'm so
Well,
glad I
Thank you.
recommended
It's
you.
my honor to help you out, but Debbie brings up a good point. This is your opportunity to say, no, I don't want it. I do want to go take this to trial. So this is it. And once we sign the paperwork and get it to them, that finalizes everything. But we don't know what a jury would do, though. They might offer you more than that amount. They might offer you about the same. They might offer you less than that.
Less would not be good.
So
No.
who
I'm
knows?
just ready to get this over with,
Yeah.
Lloyd. so,
Okay. All right, this is the document that Allstate Farm has prepared on behalf of Mr. Dozier. It's a release of all claims, and that's a document stating that you agree to accept this offer as full and final settlement. John, I just need you to sign and date that where it's indicated on that.
All right.
Again, if you have any questions.
I don't have any questions. Do you?
No, I
have
think
to
it's
help me
it's
think
it's
here,
pretty
so.
straightforward. I think it's pretty
Well,
straightforward.
that's why I have you here. 'Cause, sometimes I need a little help.
Okay. Well, once we get that to the insurance company, it'll take them a few days to get the check issued. Once we get the check here, I'll deposit it into the account. Takes a few days to clear, and then we'll be able to disperse the checks, as I mentioned to it. Jim, we do
I'll
have
take care of the notary on it
Okay.
and get it faxed over to the adjuster.
Okay.
And I'll go make copies real quick for the clients.
Okay, awesome. And I guess we need to call Dr. Bewley and make sure that they get a lien release filed as soon as they receive payment. So you should receive a document in the mail showing that that's been satisfied, that bill's been paid on that. So, I'm sure sorry that this happened. The whole time, hope you felt like you've been in the loop. You've had enough information. You've certainly been one of the most cooperative clients, and
You've been very helpful, Lloyd.
Yes.
I don't know what I would have done without you. I would have been lost. Thank goodness. You and my sister. I mean,
Yeah, greatly appreciated. All we've had to deal with our mom in between this too. It's a load off.
yeah, she's
Both
ready
our
to hand
backs.
Mom back to me. I'm sure because she's been carrying the load. So
it's good to have good
We
family
do.
support.
We do what we have to.
I don't know what I'd do without her or you.
Well, at this point, I hope that you can maybe get life back to normal, and I hope that you have a resemblance of some normality now with things. I know Dr. Bewley said you're still going to have some issues, so you can always follow up with your treatments with him, and I encourage you to do so.
Right.
And if anything ever happens in the future, feel free to give me a call. Just whatever the case may be, whether it's personal injury or whether you've got another legal question. Once I'm your lawyer, I'm always your lawyer.
Awesome.
Okay, that's great.
Can't beat that.
Okay, I'll go stamp this and copy, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Thanks, Jim.
I felt like they gave me directive. I was lost. I didn't know what to do, and he gave me direction. When you're in this chaos and you're hit from behind, you don't know what to do. You're like in shock. And Lloyd directed me and told me what I needed to do, and Brittany also had a lot of informative information that helped me out and made me feel more secure in my situation.
What I want the viewers to get from this series is an understanding of what happens in a day-to-day business of a law firm. In a personal injury case environment where we represent a client, gathering evidence, learning the case, building the case, shaping it into a strong legal argument, presenting it to the insurance companies, and hopefully resolving the case. I think it's important that the viewers understand the whole process as opposed to what they maybe see on TV with a commercial with a lawyer up there saying, hey, I'll do the best for you, hire me. I wanted you to see what we do, not how we do it, but what we do. And hopefully it's been entertaining as well.
Over 6,337 people are injured in a car crash each day in the United States, and each crash can affect your day-to-day lives from having nothing to drive to severe bodily injury. At Benedict Law Office, we are here to help you through this tragedy and get your life back on track. For over 25 years, Lloyd Benedict has been successfully handling and resolving personal injury cases. If you can't come to the office, we'll meet you, whether it's at your home, office, or by phone. Look us up on our website or call at 918-477-7000. A car crash changes everything instantly. How you get to work, heal from the injuries, to repairing your car. Not to mention how this affects your family members' lives. The Lawyer Lloyd Show is to educate people about what you need to know to best deal with an accident. It's more than just calling the insurance company. It's about understanding the importance of having an attorney to guide you through this crash, but more importantly, knowing that you are not going through this accident alone. Seen every Monday at noon and on Wednesdays 11:30 at night, right here on KWHB TV 47.